G'day viewers, my name is Michael and welcome back to Single Racer. Now, I don't pretend for a second that Automobilista 2 still needs some fine tuning, some cut and paste if you will. And just as an example, I'm in the Copa Classics, or one of the Copa Classics VWs, and if you have a look now down at the feet, you can see how skewed those feet are in relation to the pedals. And you know, if you have a look at my knees, they've melded into the seat because of some hot racing I've done. But yeah, it's a work in progress. And now I'm on Brands Hatch. If I put it into gear and move forward, and we'll do a couple of gears, you can even see, like with the arms there, see where I changed the gear. It is nowhere near the gear lever. So, you know, like I said, I don't pretend that it still needs a lot of work. But given that as an Australian, I'm still in stage 4 lockdown, hopefully it should end this week sometime. But I am very kind towards Reza, given I think, and you know, I'm guessing a little bit, but I think we've got probably more Automobilista 2 updates in this short few months period since its release than Project Cars 2 put together. I think you know, the support Reza still have for this sim is absolutely fantastic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how, or what I'd like to do is show you how well the AI have improved given all those updates, at least to me, in what I consider one of the best races that I've ever had. And this is using one of the Caterham cars. It's the lowest powered Caterham, the 115 Caterham called the Academy. And I'm going to race here on Brands Hatch, an absolutely fantastic race. And the irony is, as I show you here, the AI is set to, I think it's the default of 150, and for me at least, that gives a fantastic race. So I'm going to race 19 AI and myself to make a 20 car field. Let's do 7 laps. I'll plonk myself right in the middle of this absolutely fantastic racing. So let's do that now. So this is Michael signing out for Single Racer. I'll catch you next time. See you later, and let's go racing.
7 laps. Let's make them count. The air temp is 25 Celsius. The track temp is 40 Celsius. 10th position.
Okay, thank you. So as you heard there from my crew chief, I'm in 10th spot. AI set to 100, so let's see how we do here. Okay.
Green, green, green.
Okay, so let's see how we do. Now, I'm just going to take it a little bit easy at the start, just because I've got cold tyres, and you know, I think you all know that the AI tends to be a little bit slower on the first lap.
Still there, clear left.
Rampanelli is now leading.
There's my teammate up in front, and
Sweet
so
start, mate. Keep it coming.
thank you. As I warm up and they get a bit faster, we'll fight for position. Actually, I don't know why, but it never occurred to me before. I just, because I used the term warm up, I just realised that maybe what Reza is genuinely trying to do is mimic the AI being on cold tyres. So that's why they are always slower on the first lap, but it's just dialing it in to try and match your slower speed at the start as well as your tyres warm up. So, but for some strange reason, I never thought about that as being the reason that the AI is, you know, noticeably slow at the start. But I guess it's just how much slower should they be compared to how slow you are on that first lap. So anyway, let's now focus on trying to get a few spots, or at least one or two. I'm in 8th spot. Now I'll just wait for my crew chief to give me all the details as I... Whoa,
Right side, clear right.
So I know he's going to talk here at some point.
P8.
That's it, crew chief. You normally say a bit more.
Camacho is now in the lead.
Okay, thank you. Oh, that was funny. Okay, so what I wanted to say was there's a clear point to this particular video, but I want to say it like I'm not saying anything towards any other channels, because to be honest, I've probably done it at least a dozen times, and what I'm talking about is the natural tendency for entertainment's sake, as I go for a nice big slide there, of setting the AI in such a way that you start in, we'll say like here, 20th spot.
Left side, clear left.
And then trying to get to the podium by the end of the 7 laps, or however many laps you set for the race. And understandably, that's much more entertaining, I guess, to watch. So my biggest worry here is that, as you can see them fighting amongst themselves, is my biggest worry that this might be too boring as they clash here. I think my teammate's trying to push his way through before I overtake him. But what I noticed, and this was because of an online race I did, was that what was actually exciting was, and it was just a sheer fluke that this is the AI set to exactly 100, is that all of a sudden the level was perfect for me.
You've just done it, 153.3.
Where
You've just done it, 154.3.
okay, thank you. Where if I had to drive literally almost perfect, in the sense that if I made one little mistake I would fall back, but I wouldn't exactly lose them. But if I did a perfect lap, I would gain on them. Whoa! Now that's not a perfect lap.
The car in front is Simpson.
But the point being of the video is it's more like, or feels like a genuine real race, in the sense that I'm not just overtaking them for entertainment's sake. I really have to drive really, really well to catch them. So an example here is where they've got a distance in front of me, so now I'll try and drive like it's a hot lap. Because I have the room to sort of drive more a perfect line, if you like.
The gap to Simpson in front is now 0.6.
And so I feel like if you pass them, just 1 or 2 cars, it's like more genuinely rewarding, because you have to drive so well to do it. Oh, and this car is so fantastic to drive. I might have mentioned before that this is the least powerful Caterham, the 115 kilowatt powered Caterham. So it's a perfect car for intermediate drivers. Believe me, if you haven't driven this one, and it's called the Academy, it is so, it's still a challenge to drive, but it's so recoverable if you do make a slight mistake, much more than the most powerful one, the 620R. So the driving is much more entertaining. And now, one thing that I'm very, very bad at, and it's shocking given that I'm a sim racing channel.
The next car is Bezerat.
Thank you, that's my teammate.
Soto is gaining on you. The gap is now.
Sorry, teamie, but I'm going to have to overtake you here.
Hold your line.
Try to. I'm holding it. No, he's got the faster line. See, I had to back off too much there to make the corner without hitting him. And this is what I mean, it feels like a race. Like, I'm just hoping it's not too boring for you to watch, but it is thrilling to race this way. Oh, as I...
Car left.
Oh, I might get 2 spots there. They all balked each other.
Clear left.
Push down
Great
when you
stuff.
catch this guy. Well done, good pass.
Thank you. Oh, this is just so thrilling. I cannot tell you the reward you feel just by making 1 or 2 passes, as opposed to, and again, no offence, but because I've done it as well, but setting the AI so low where you come from the back and just a passing and willy-nilly. This feels much more like real life racing. And so I just concentrate so I don't muck up this last corner. But what I was going to say was, at least for this particular group of cars, the Caterans, the AI seem to be really dialed in now, where you see them fighting all the time, but they're not making stupid moves where you go, oh, that's just dumb AI. But they're fighting, you can see them challenge each other, but they're not crashing into each other. Oh, I'm not even focusing on which gear I'm in, okay. This is what I mean, I've been talking too much. So now, which is impossible for me, I'll try and keep a little bit quieter. I'm up to 6 spots.
This guy distract you.
Thank you. No, I'm distracting myself, crew chief. It's my own mistake. Oh, this is so beautiful to drive this car. Now again, this is the principle of what I was saying. You've got the clear gap. So now I go into hot lap mode where I try and do perfect lines. See, nice out wide. See, and I gain on them. But then you have to go into racecraft mode, and this is another thing of what's important about this video to get out. If you're having trouble racing against AI, if you set the AI this way where you can't quite catch them,
0.2.
you learn to fight, you know, where do I position myself that's good to overtake. Now, to be honest, I'm mucking up my gears a lot here because I'm kind of just focusing on what I'm trying to say, but I'm sure you've seen enough of the way the AI is behaving to get the gist of what I'm trying to say in this video, which is setting the AI to where it's such a challenge that you earn each and every spot. So can I make a spot up here? Try and hold the inside line. Give him room.
Hold your line.
Yep, I think I've got him.
Still there. Hold your line. Clear left.
Thank you. There, and I've got that spot. And that's what I mean. It feels so like real life racing. That was thrilling, trying to make sure that I could hold it and pass him, but it's only 1 spot. And now you've got the excitement of saying, okay, now the next guy. It feels exactly like, or what I'd imagine real life racing would feel like when you got so many matched drivers. And I'm just so lucky that this just happens to be 100% strength. But you could dial in your own favourite car to your favourite track and just have the AI challenge like this, and hopefully whatever car you like, the AI behaves just as good as this. Because I clearly think these AI have improved. They're 2 nudges together, but they didn't knock each other out. They're really fighting for position.
0.4.
Thank you. Oh, this is so thrilling. Got to be a little bit careful in case they do. Okay, so I've made up 5 spots, 1 lap to go.
The guy in front is Rampanelli.
I don't think I'm going to take any risks here because I do want to finish in the top 5 if I can. That would be awesome.
P5, last lap. Your lap time was at 1:53.2.
Can I won't, he won't let me get up on
Right
the
side,
inside.
clear right.
So there was a great example of where you understand or you try and get position, but he actually wouldn't let me. Or at least I wasn't fast enough to get in there. Look how consistent they are. This is absolutely fantastic. And this is what I mean, I have to drive so well. If you're an intermediate driver, it's such a great way to learn your craft, to be constantly fighting against AI of similar strength if you can't race online. Don't muck it up on this last one. Take an outside
right.
line.
Clear right.
Swerving all over the place, unfortunately, so no, it looks like I'll have to settle for 5th, but what an absolutely fantastic race to be in. I just hope it was an entertaining race to watch.
2 litres remaining.
Thanks, Crew Chief. And here we go, 5th spot.
P5, and there's the finish. Good result, mate. Well done.
Thank you, Crew Chief. So there we go. So if you think that looked entertaining, consider this another form of racing where you adjust the AI to be hard to catch, and it can be absolutely thrilling. So I hope you enjoyed this. This is Michael signing out for Single Racer. I'll catch you next time. See you later.